Way Up with Angela Yee, and I know y'all excited for this, just like I am, because you know we're Housewives of Atlanta. The new season is the Shamea Morton Show. Okay, and you are here with us right now. So we all saw episode 1, where it was your birthday.
Yes.
Amazing birthday party that you had.
Yes, it was so much fun, actually. I'm the person that doesn't even care about the cameras, and what you see is what you get. If I want to turn up, twerk, jump in the water, whatever I want to do, I'm going to do it. And I have to remember, because, you know, our sound guys are like, do not get our mic wet today. Ooh. I have to remember, like, okay, I am mic'd, and this is a reality show, so I have to be careful. That's what I was thinking. They like, no, you're doing way too much. You're in a gown. Calm down. But no, I'm excited. You know, this is long overdue for me. Like, I've been a friend on this show for so long that people started to question, could I even be out of the shadows of some of these ladies?
And a good friend, too.
Can we just say that one more time?
Yeah, with some storylines, which we'll get into from previously.
Yeah, so it's just a blessing to actually be able to showcase my life in this light and actually be a peach holder.
It also feels like they're centering you as kind of the main person that everything revolves around when it comes to friendships, because even how the episode starts, you know, it's you talking about your relationships and affiliations, and you're kind of like narrating.
Yeah, which honestly, when I was doing it, I didn't even realize that I would be like, quote unquote, the glue. And for real. I was just telling it how it is. I mean, I was born and raised in Atlanta. I've done so much in my city, from, you know, acting to dancing, singing. When
the Atlanta Hawks.
The Hawks, the Falcons. I was signed to, you know, major label in high school. So I am Atlanta's best friend. And I would like to say somewhat of the voice of Atlanta right now. And it was only fitting. I knew all of the ladies. So I was like, oh my goodness, what an amazing group. They cast it right. Because now I don't have to fake it. I know them. So, you know, I mean, being the Glock, I guess I'll take it. Call me Elmer's.
But let's get into some things, first of all, because we know that you and Portia are good friends together from childhood. We saw the cute throwback pictures of the two of you. And on this episode, I saw certain things that people were talking about. You had your birthday party, and people felt like, well, Portia showed up late, you know. And then I saw this article on Collider, and it said, Shamea is a great friend to Portia, but Portia's not always a great friend to Shamea. And I know that people always get you to, and you're a ride or die because that's your friend from childhood no matter what. And then they started talking about things in the past that they felt like she should have, you know, stood up for you there. She didn't come to the engagement party and things like that. But I know that sometimes things on the show happen that people may feel like, well, I don't want to come and cause a disruption in certain situations.
And that's just kind of how it, I mean, not without telling everything about the show, that's just kind of how it plays out as well on the show. Just like they ask questions about her and her relationship, they ask questions about my friendship with her and if I felt like it was one-sided. And I just told them, like, I can only focus on me. I try to be the best friend that I can be to my friends and hope that it's reciprocated. And when it's not, I ain't gonna do it. I mean, I can't. There's only so much I can do about that. I just want to continue to show up and be the person that I know how to be, how my parents raised me, to be a loyal friend, you know, one that is gonna ride for their friend and to the world. And sometimes that's like a fault of mine. Like, it's just like, girl, like, okay.
Because I think part of it is you can check somebody and say, it hurt me that this didn't happen.
Absolutely.
Or that you didn't show up even if you're not getting along with this person.
And I think that's kind of the thing in this group. Since these ladies are new, they don't know our friendship. So they don't know that I've had conversations about the disappointment or the hurt in the past. That's old tea. You know, like, I got married in 2017. So to bring that all back up, and now it's on TV for the world to see, it's like,
but the truth is, of course, it's going to come up because you were on the show before, and this is the first time people are really getting a chance to
hear my
you
side
in the spotlight of things. So everything old is going to come up, you know.
And I think that's what makes it uncomfortable, because before, when things would come up, like, you would hear their side or her side, and there would be no me. You know, it would be like, oh, she just laid down and took it. But no, I had, you know, conversations about that stuff. It just never got aired, or they didn't care. I didn't have a peach.
Because you didn't have the peach.
Yeah.
Which Candy has always been very advocating for you.
She's
and
always
said that you were that girl.
She came to my wedding all the way in Kenya. Like, she
hosted your engagement party. Yeah. Did she?
No.
Oh, she didn't?
No, but she was there. But they did use her picture. She was so
It
tight
looked
with
like
me.
she
was so mad. We walked into our club in Kenya, and it was her picture. I think even one of her group members was on the flyer. They had created a flyer, y'all. And I'm like, I didn't have nothing to do with that.
Right. You're like, how did this?
I walked in with you. She's like, I know they ain't making no money off my picture. And I'm like, sis, well, no.
It's not a paid for.
This is not a paid, right. And I had to buy the bottles. So I would have thought at least they could have hooked us up with some free bottles if you was going to use all these to advertise it. No, but she did. Her and Todd flew all the way over there. I know Tiny did. I really have a strong support system. So even when I don't feel the love on different sides or from whomever, the people that are there, I appreciate them being there.
Now, a lot of people were also feeling like it needed a refresh, a reboot. It's been a while. Like, when did the last season air, season 15? That was...
Oh, my goodness, like a year and a half. It's been a year and a half now.
That's a long time.
It is.
And so what was happening behind the scenes? They were trying to figure out...
I think they were just trying to find the perfect group. It's not perfect, but they were trying to find because somebody on the cast that I ain't going to say no name.
Can I guess from the teaser for episode 2?
Please guess best friend.
Okay. Did she have the same name as me?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
But I did give her a little run.
We'll talk about that in a second. We're going to find out. So behind the scenes, how did they even approach you? Like, what happened for them to...
So this, and I want to clear this up. A lot of people said, okay, you know, she can navigate a peach. I always got offered, but my husband wouldn't do it. He was like, I'm not interested. But he was always supportive of me. He was always like, babe, you do it. You do it with Shia. Then Shiloh came along. You and Shiloh and Shia do it. All of y'all do it. Film at the house is when the cameras come. I'ma leave. So he was always very adamant about.
I can't even be home.
Like, I don't want.
The house is big enough. He could just go somewhere else.
He used to be like, I just don't want to. He was like, I don't want to be in the spotlight.
Right.
He shies away from the camera, even naturally at home. Like everybody's spotlight, he's like, laying back. Mm-hmm. So that's not his thing. But they wouldn't allow me to have a peach without him.
Okay.
They were like, it's all or nothing.
Right.
So much so to where even this season when they came to do like the final, like, okay, we're gonna do like a test screen with you on, camera. Gerald was supposed to be there. We were supposed to be playing this big game as a family. We practiced it the night before. Baby, he was like a runaway bride. Them cameras pulled up in the yard. He was pulling out the side gate. I was like,
But, I kind of like that because it's quite a difference from people who are thirsty to be in the spotlight. Mm-hmm. It's nice to have somebody that's like, look, we just got our, we got our house. Even when
I do, like, we did our premiere, I was on the red carpet, I had to be like, come here, get in the picture. Hold him tight so you can't get away.
And listen, and I saw that his business, and this is great because he has an HVAC. He does the HVACs in the airport. And I always talk about this. They say the plumbers, the HVAC people, those are the new, like, millionaires, multimillionaires, maybe billionaires.
Don't say it too loud because now everybody want to get an HVAC.
But I'm sure he needs some people he need to hire. No, but honestly, it is a business that's booming.
It really is. And it's crazy because people, initially, when I say, he does HVAC, they're like... Ain't no way in hell they been making that kind of money doing some ACs. I'm like, no, but don't you need it? Every single, we all gonna die. We all like liquor. We all need babysitters, and we all need HVAC and plumbers, like you said. So it's a lucrative business. He does small mergers, acquisitions. So he acquires companies within, our United States, all over. He's all over. And he, people call me like, "Hey, my AC went out. Can your husband come?" I'm like,
that is not what's happening. That's
not how this works.
Can he come? That's wild.
Like, that's not how it works. But yeah, he's done really well. I'm so proud of him because he comes from Kenya. He came over, went to East Carolina here in the States, and built his own company from the ground up. So. Man is a hard worker.
And before this episode even aired, everybody was posting the house. They were like, so this is what it's really like, the opulence. This is what Real Housewives of Atlanta is supposed to be. You have 2 beautiful daughters. You have your husband. You have your $9 million mansion because they keep posting that it's $9 million with the elevator. That you take
so cringe.
And then you got an elevator inside the closet that goes to this floor. But that is what the essence of like Real Housewives of Atlanta had started off as, is kind of like, that. Mm-hmm. And so how was that for you now, having people like talking about your house, talking about the coloring that you got for your birthday, period. Okay.
You're so sweet.
And then they post the price and everything. But is that weird for you now?
It is. Because I've never been one that, like, I don't unbox stuff on Instagram like, a new Chanel.
By the way, look at this
ribbons
bag.
off.
Okay.
That's never been my thing. Mm-hmm. And unless you really knew me or really close with me, you never really knew how I really lived, if that makes sense. So it's not that I tried to hide it. I'm just not that girl. I grew up pretty well off. My parents did really well because they own daycare centers. So we were just always taught, as fast as you get it, you can lose it. Mm-hmm. So just be humble and be grateful and just do your part in
Right.
society to bring good into the world.
And also,
So
I think
just-
sometimes you don't want all that attention of
Yeah,
like,
it's a lot.
but it's, it's on and
So
popping
now, Angela, now I'm nervous because when I go to the Hawks games and I'm hosting, I'm like, whereas before they would be like, oh, don't worry, we kept you over. We're gonna come to your parking. We're gonna get you some dinner. Make sure you guys have the food vouchers. I know now they're looking like, she ain't even need the food vouchers. She ain't even like.
They thinking you need it.
And
Right.
I'm like, no, but I still want my free stuff.
Please. It is true though. The more money you have, the more stuff you get free.
Yeah, I want that though. Give me some free stuff. I'll take it.
Now, another thing from the past that I'm sure is going to come up, like when Phaedra was on there and she tried to imply that you and Candy were more than just platonic friends.
For sure.
But Candy's not on this season. I know you missed that. You know?
I do. Candy's amazing, and she really is a good friend. So it would have been incredible to have both of us on there at the same time. Tauruses,
Yeah.
what I mean,
And both outspoken.
both love music and all the things. So I'm like, you would pick this season to not come back,
Right. Like, why would you do that to me?
you do that to me?
But that's probably part of why they needed you too.
I don't know, because I'm like, we could have both just killed it. But hey, I mean, I'm happy to be back. But I honestly hated that. That was a very nasty rumor. But it goes to show that, like, what the devil means for bad, God means for good. And nobody can, like, take away what's in his plan and his will for you. And at that time, I was engaged to my husband.
Oh.
And if he wasn't as secure and just strong as he is, and if our unit had not been
That could have
strong,
destroyed
it
that.
could have destroyed our what. That was a nasty. And then it was like, you saw it on camera on the show, like them in a circle at the table talking about it. That really hurt, because I was like, why would you? That's such a nasty, ugly thing to say. Now, I ain't gonna lie and say, I mean, my husband know he didn't marry a virgin, but like, once I have my first lesbian experience, let me be the one to talk about it.
Right.
Let me I ain't got there yet.
Yeah, let him be there for it.
Let him be. Right. Can we add him into the mix? Get a little situation going. But no, I'm just like, I just was like, why would it? And then it really seemed valid because, you got Phaedra, you got Portia, and Sheree,
Right.
they're all sitting right there. And I was like, well, if your best friend said it, it's got to be true.
Yeah.
But he didn't move like that. He was like, babe, I'm not listening to any of that. I know what we have here. I know that you and Candy and Ty, all of y'all, we've done vacations together, couples trips. Like, he's like, I know what it is.
Did that cause a rift with you and Portia because she was there and?
Yeah, it did. It was hurtful. I was like, I didn't like that. I mean, I hate to, it's so hard to not spill the tea, but it's like, even this season when some of the ladies would come and ask me like, yo, what's up with your girl? She don't show up for you like you do her. Or what's up with this? I would just meet them with, yo, I mean, we've dealt with that. We've handled that. We're good. It's, that's old news, or that's
Right.
old stuff, or because I mean, really it is. We moved past
People
it.
also have to really think about, this is your real life. And I think sometimes when people watch reality TV and comment on things, they forget these are real, actual human beings.
Yeah.
That this could affect what you have going on. And
that's the thing. I always like. I don't think you understand, Angela. My Cash App has been blowing up, not in a good way either.
people
requesting money.
You need to make it private so people can't request.
I didn't know you could do that.
I had to do that too because people will randomly like hit your Cash App.
My house burned down. My
Yeah.
dog died.
No, you
I
got
in
to
a car
block all
accident.
of that. I'm telling
Oh
you
my-
right now,
oh
you can
my
block it.
gosh.
So only people that are in your contacts can send you a
So
request.
somebody sent my husband a Cash App request for the premiere and said, hey, I have you and your wife on the list for the Housewives premiere, but you still haven't paid the dues. It's $500 each.
I know.
You gonna charge me to come to my own?
Yeah, come on, like, stop it.
Yes.
Get out of here.
Yeah, but it's negativity all around. It's good. As much positive is out there, it's negative stuff out there too. They try to come in your comments. Oh, like they went in his comments. Oh, your wife is outside. You deserve better. Call me.
Oh my God.
Let me guess. Let me take a wild guess. You're better. Oh.
Yeah, this is gonna work. Yeah,
You're the
this
one.
is what he wants. Somebody on social media saying, call me, even though you're married.
Right.
Now, Kenya, this is interesting that she's on the show, but you don't see her promoted. It kind of seems like she wouldn't be on the show, and I know there was a lot of drama in the last season. What are your thoughts about that with her and Brittany and the whole, the releasing of the pictures? And she has taken accountability, for it afterwards. And she's on the season, but I hear it's going to, fade out, kind of.
So we don't really know how they're going to do it yet or how they're going to edit it, but I was there when the whole thing went down, and it was nasty work. And when it happened, I actually told Kenya, I was like, hey, going too far. And she turned and she lit me up. And so then I stepped back and I got quiet, but and I talked to her. I was like, okay, let me sit my ass down. So then we talked about it, and she apologized. She was like, she was in the heat of the moment, and that's just what it was. But now, looking back, after all is said and done, I wish I had just like kept quiet about all of it.
Really?
Because Brittany surprises you.
Ooh, okay.
Surprises you, I think.
I'm getting it now. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be watching it and see what's going to happen with that.
Yeah.
Now, this first episode was jam-packed with different things. So I know you've been watching what everybody's talking about. Drew. All right. Drew is another situation that's been on the show. And, you know, her journey with her husband, soon-to-be ex-husband, we're going to be following that. He's in the basement.
Yes.
But one of the issues there is that she is working with Portia's ex, who she has a kid with, Dennis, and people felt like that was wrong. But she said it's just music. They're just making music together. But then there were reports that, like, I don't know if it's true or not, they were, like, holding hands or something like that. So what are your thoughts about, and I know in episode 2 we'll hear more about it, but do you believe that it's just work?
Even if it is just work, why, Dennis? We're in Atlanta. Atlanta is known for good music. We have great, so Dev. Like, we've got some amazing producers. And
like, where's Jermaine Dupri?
Like, come on, JD, Brian Michael Cox. Like,
yes.
Come on, y'all. Like, when I think of music, I don't think of Dennis. I think of hot dogs. I think of, I don't think of Dennis. So
you want a glizzy?
You're going to be, yes. In our circle, step outside of the circle and find somebody else. I thought that was too much. I thought Dennis should have been off limits. So much so where just this week, I'm going to show you. Dennis just sent me a message. He, of course, sent it to myself and my husband. And he's like, I got a movie coming out. I want you to do it. And I'm like, now you read this.
Let me see. I'm dealing with my Reginese. Okay. You want some? Would you like to read for it? You didn't even respond.
Because why? I don't want them problems. I don't want those problems.
Yeah,
like, and I like
your...
Dennis, and I think he's a great father, and a great friend to my husband, and we love having him at our parties. He's a fun time, but you gotta draw the line somewhere.
But okay, now what if you went to Portia and you were like, look, Dennis wants me to read for this, and it's a good cast. And would you?
With
you
the way
do that.
With the block being hot right now, I want the part, but I'm gonna have to just wait.
Because I just feel like also work-wise, it's not like you know what I'm saying? This is what you also do for a living. You're an actor. It's an opportunity. It's a check. Not that you need a check, girl.
But it is an opportunity,
yeah.
And I am trying to get back out there with film and television. So when I saw it, my mouth watered.
Because I'm going to be honest, if that was my friend, I would tell her, like, look, I know you're my friend. I trust you. Read for the part. Get it. It's business. I never want to hold anybody back from work things, and I can separate that because at the end of the day, they do still have to deal with each other in a way of, family.
You know how, like, when you are doing something you're supposed to do, like I hate to say it like this, when you have sex with somebody and you like, I know I ain't supposed to be having sex with him, but I want to, but it's no, but you're like riding, yes. Like, it's kind of like, that's what I do. I don't want to be like the, oh yeah, you can do it, and
then she
not doing it.
Okay. All right, that's fair. Because I would, if it was one of my friends, I would be like, girl, this is like, and I know you got me, but I also don't want you to not.
Because I don't want to have to like stare in your soul like, are you,
you
really want me to do it? No, are you saying yes because that's the politically correct thing to say? Or you don't want to sound like a hater? Like, I don't even want to have to try and figure out. I ain't blurring the lines. I hope another role comes down the line.
And it will.
And
And it will. Like, it 1,000% will.
I'm claiming. Thank you.
All right. Now, you also have Kelly on the show. And... So this is difficult, right? Because Kelly is the first thing she asks Portia when she meets her is, why you took that woman's husband. Now, and she felt like, well, I'm just going to get it out there. I also kind of feel like sometimes in situations like that, it's good TV, right? Like, people want to do certain things because they know it's good TV and it's a moment. And maybe it is something that people are, thinking but would never say out loud. What did you think about that part?
I was like, wow, Kelly. Like, I even said, like, girl, you are like, this is a lot. You coming in real hot. Like, she's small, but she's mighty. She's feisty. And I'm like, maybe you should, even there, you saw it. Go get to know Portia yourself.
Yeah,
maybe don't read the blogs. Don't read the comments. Don't, ask her yourself.
It's over though. Portia don't want to know her after that. And I feel her on that.
Yeah, it's too much. It was a lot, and I'm like, I get it, but I do think as you watch the show, you'll see they have like this weird relationship where they like but then they're cool. Like they get it. They try each other, but then they
I think everybody too, because I think Portia's a vet when it comes to this too. You know, it's good for, like, you understand what it is, and you know that it's like, we also at the same, it's like a boxing match, right? You don't want a boring boxing match that goes 12 rounds, nothing's happening, you try not to get hit. You want something that's going to be exciting for people to watch.
Bite the ear. Yeah, we want to see a piece of that ear fly off, and then we want to see the rest of it. I don't want nobody's ear to fly off. That was a hell of a match, right? It went down in history.
Talking about that.
Exactly. Okay. No, but I think that's exactly what it is. Kelly's like, hey, I'm gonna ask the questions that everybody wants. Like a good journalist, you're gonna ask the questions that everybody want to know. Like,
not first.
Just like you.
I'm gonna lube it up first, though.
I see. What you're
I'm gonna lube you up first, and then we're gonna get into it.
My hands was a little sweaty a minute ago. I was like, Portia was like, ooh, how do you answer this right? I don't want her to get mad about this interview.
Well, no, and listen, like I said, she's a vet, so she understands that certain things are gonna happen, and you gotta be honest, right? Because I think right now you're the one that everybody's talking about. People are also wondering, how does that change the dynamics of, a friendship too?
For sure.
Because reality TV, the truth is, it can make you guys like, you know, things that you're like, wow, this happened, that happened. And so that's something you also have to be aware of, because in real life, y'all have known each other for so long.
And that's exactly what I felt when I first started filming. It was like, okay, can I say this? Is this off limits? Are we cool to talk about this? Because, as a friend, you confide in each other. And it's like, what's too much? What's not enough? Just finding that balance. I mean, I always tell this story. I was at one of the very first things. We were on a cast trip, and we were all drinking, and I was holding Portia's coat. Production pulled me aside. They were like, no, you're a housewife. You don't need to. We'll find somebody to hold coats. And, but as a friend, naturally,
right, you just want to
help. You sit your phone down and you go, I'm going to grab your phone.
Yeah.
Like, that's just a natural for me. So I just got to get used to being like, oh, I'm so cool and I'm too cool for all of this. I don't know. I got to figure it out. I got to find my balance of just still being a friend, but also my own person.
Yeah, you got that peach.
Yeah, I got my peach.
And the other thing is, because I see in episode 2, there's already a preview where Angela, Charles Oakley's wife, calls you Portia's assistant. Right, and it feels like that's going to be the common thing that people kind of say to get
lapdog,
to
dig plus in. One. You know how that goes. I'm used to. I mean, come on, just give it to me already.
And that's just because you're asking Drew some questions.
Yeah, and it's crazy because as you saw in the trailer, she's like, she just you asked Drew, are you effing? I'm like, first of all, I didn't ask like that. What I asked was, are you dating Dennis?
Right,
it's very different. One is a little more derogatory than the other. I try to make it. Cushion it a little bit so it softened the blow. And Angela was like, I'm like, well, girl, if I'm being Portia's lapdog, then what are you being right now? Because hey, pot call kettle black, we doing the same stuff. You defending your friend and I'm defending mine. And I mean, I think that even both of us like, okay, well, I said, well, why don't we just step aside and let them figure it out? Like, that's the thing with this group. You have your loyalty to your people, and you just hope that you can find something in common with the new girls, or just find a place where y'all are all like, all right, cool, let them do their stuff. Let's not get in the middle of it.
Right. Because a lot of times these are people that, you'll be in situations maybe in real life, because you got to film, so you got to know where you're filming. Yes. So maybe I wouldn't have been there, and but it's part of what it is.
It's a part of it, and you got to address it. And I thought I did a pretty damn good job addressing her and Britt asking me about Portia and the drum. I'm like, well, are you sure? There was no overlap. There was no gray area. There's,
Right.
Like, come on, give me some credit. I thought I did as best as I could.
I think you did.
I'm a lover, not a fighter, so I'm not gonna put my hands on nobody. So,
well, good. You don't need to do that. Your nails look amazing. We would hate to see you break a nail.
Yes, and I don't want to break a nail. Matter of fact, if somebody try to fight me, I'm gonna take off running. Like, you can. Yeah, that's not why I'm here. Now we can do a roast. I'm all for that, but fighting and stuff, that's just not me.
Now, what did you think of the first episode? I know you guys don't get to see how it gets edited, what makes it, what doesn't make it.
I thought it was fun. I mean, I think it really I think people were able to see me and just kind of my sense of humor and just my love for my family. I was impressed, honestly. I was very happy with it because I've watched it for so long, and I might have been at an event and I got edited out.
Right.
So just to see me and have people view me and finally see me for really like from Shamea, not just the friend of or a plus one. It was really good.
What did Gerald think?
He loved it. He
Okay,
was
good.
so
I'm
big,
glad.
trying to hold his smile in. I was like,
He's like, maybe I'll film
yeah.
some
He's
more.
like, right. He's like, next time he's like, move, give me that mic pack. No, he's excited. He's like, babe, oh my gosh, you look so good. And did you see when you said? I'm like, yeah, I actually said it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I was there.
I was the one that said it. So.
And let him know too. This could be good for business, with contracts.
See, for him, he's like, no, this is bad for my business.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I don't want people thinking that I'm doing this kind of stuff. I'm a businessman. I'm like, you can still be a businessman. And like, he's so stuck in like the 90s way of thinking, like, oh, business people don't show their shoulders on TV.
They show their shoulders.
Put a shawl on. Like, he's so conservative.
He definitely showed that coloring on
He
there.
did. He's a good man. Let me tell you, I'm so blessed. Like, yeah, I kissed a couple of frogs, but they were well worth it. Like, my husband, he just gets it. I love the fact that he allows me to just be me. And I know that sounds like allows you, but I have been in a relationship where I wasn't able to just be me. I had to like harness and just, pull back all the things that I think made me magical.
Right.
From music to, just my love for people. I want to have people at my house all the time. And he's the same way. He's like, oh yeah, invite him over. We'll just barbecue.
Yeah, just
like,
don't have it on camera.
Yeah, just close there. Turn the camera off.
Keep your shoulders in. Yeah.
Right. Put that handkerchief on your knees if your skirt's too short.
But you're right, because you do have so much like going on as far as it's just personality wise. I know people are drawn to you, but actor, sing, and we got to see you sing.
Yes.
too. I feel like, so now are we back like in this?
Yes, and I want to tell you, I am actually dropping my single called Never Had on Friday.
Wow. Are we going to
Yes.
get a little preview?
Yes. I'm way up. I feel blessed.
Yay.
I'm way
I'm gonna
up
use
because
that.
I'm dropping my single tomorrow. Oh, I'm so excited because I get to talk about it right here with my girl, Angela.
Let's talk about it. What is it? Tell me.
It's called Never Had. You never had a peach like me.
Ooh.
You never had a best friend like me. You never had somebody that'll be what you need. You never had someone like me. Can't you see that you never had somebody like me? And it is that, like, it's like,
Hold on. We need a moment. Because people were like, we need to see more. Are we going to see more of Shamea singing on here? First of all, so great timing for you to do that, because how could you not? Right? And that's all touching on the peach, the best friend, all the things we never had. And, we do New Music Fridays. So I know we're going to preview this tomorrow, too, so we can get a chance to do that. But that's... Listen, you better take this opportunity to do everything that you want to do for yourself.
And that's the point of even doing this, coming in as a peach holder. I want to be able to do that. I was fortunate enough to work with RHOA and B Flat. They gave me the song, RHOA from Next.
RHOA from Next,
did this big one on it. And I love it. It's like, it's me. I'm unique. I'm awkward. I'm quirky sometimes. I'm a little weird, but you never had somebody like me, and you never will. Ooh. And so I want my girls, my homies, to pop. They, hold your chest out and sing it with all your chest. Like, you never had somebody like me. Yeah, show out.
Yeah, see, we need Candy's not here anymore. We need this. You know what I mean? Yes. Somebody that's really doing it. And I want to say, I saw that Mia from Real Housewives of Potomac put, people are saying she wants to get on Real Housewives of Atlanta.
She wants to come to Atlanta?
Yeah, she was talking. She posted and she said she loved the first episode and was like, what if I move to Atlanta?
Okay, Mia.
What would you think about that?
I'm here for it. If I'm all about people doing what they want to do. Mm-hmm. Now, whether or not the network or the franchise,
it's not up to me.
I don't even I wish I could make them kind of decisions. Call me Shandy.
Who would you want on there? If it was up to you.
If it were up to me, I would definitely bring. Well, see, I don't know. Do we just X out the vets, right? We ain't talking about. We talking
whoever
about new people.
You want. This is all up to you. It could be anybody you want.
We got some hidden gems in Atlanta. I think I was one of the hidden gems, but I know some people in my circle that would really eat. But I would bring Candy back.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even be mad if Nene came back.
Ooh, I love me some Nene.
I know, I love her. She's really sweet. And then I would probably say, it might be nice to have Tiff and Tiny over there, but I don't think they would ever do it.
You don't think so?
I don't know.
If you were there and they felt comfortable with who was, I think
so
a lot
dope.
of things have to do with who's on the cast.
I think they would be so dope. I would love, my idea, I would love to have them there. I would love to have Killer Mike and Shay on there.
That would be good.
They so fly. I would love to have Keisha and 2 Chainz.
Okay, we would like that.
Yeah. Switch it up. I mean, I ain't trying to make it love and hip hop, but I also know that their wives they some bosses. They cute. They fun. I just think it would be nice to keep that fresh energy going. And I love Kelly. I like Angela. Angela, keep her there because she got Charles, and Charles is a hoot.
Yeah, I like.
Oh my God!
I done been to events where he's cooked before too.
He
yeah. I mean, it was no joke.
Yeah, he could
shout out to his fried chicken. It was amazing.
Yeah, he's amazing. Yeah, I would definitely have him there. I mean, even Dominique Wilkins and his wife Jed. Okay, they would be dope to have there. Some of the NBA family. So.
And I see Tyrese maybe.
That would be nice. Tyrese, come on over there. Listen,
that would
definitely stir the pot, right?
That would be some TV. We don't know what we might.
Okay, so for all the ones I did, who's gonna stir the pot the most? You think of those couples? Who you think gonna bring the most?
Okay, I think 2 Chainz and Keisha are very nice and stable. They chill. Probably Tyrese and Zelly. I think so because. He's very outspoken, and I feel like he always got something happening.
He does. I mean, I'm talking about.
But that would be nice for some duets for you.
Oh, Tyrese, you heard it. Wasn't even my idea. Now you got to run up on him.
Throw it out there. Why not?
Angela said it first.
And then I like that you picked all like music.
Yeah, because that's me. Music feeds my soul. So if I could be around it, can you imagine a cast trip? What?
Yeah, I'll be recording the album. And
exactly.
And you said, look, it's not love and hip hop. And it was interesting because Yandy has been, they've been throwing all kinds of curveballs at her on Love and Hip Hop. And something stuck in my head when she was talking about, can we just have a family make it? Like, can we just have one couple that like makes it? Does it scare you also about, because sometimes it does harm relationships. People come out the woodworks, things happen, things get, like you said, what if that would have affected you even getting married? Yeah. How do you navigate through that? And
I think, like I always say, I just keep saying this, but I think God's time is the right time, because we needed this 10 years in our relationship to have that trust and the stability and knowing like, all right, you're my person, I'm your person, I'm not going nowhere, you're not going nowhere. So they can throw all kind of curveballs, they can do all kind of things to try to destroy this union, but it's blessed by God, and we're not going nowhere. I'm not even nervous.
Right.
You can throw anything. You can even AI generate me doing some stuff that they say Britt was doing, and I was and then we would still come out on top. Okay, so
listen, all I know is you shitted in that man's toilet.
Oh man! And let me tell you this. This is a part that they edited out. This because I tried to tell the whole story. Friend, as I tried to I tried to get up and go out into the hall bathroom where you couldn't hear it. And I stood up and I walked and the floor cracked. I was like, Jesus. He's like, you okay?
Poking around the house.
Yeah, he's like, you okay? I'm like, I'm still in the bathroom. He's like, oh no, use this one right here. I'm like, oh my God, use the one right here?
By the kitchen? No.
By your bed? Yeah. Like where you can hear me? Oh man, but that was the best decision ever.
Yeah. He loved you for that. They say that's how you know that you love somebody or somebody loves you, when you can just blow up the bathroom.
Let me tell you, don't drink tequila on a first date, because baby, it moves through you and out.
You did the courtesy flush though.
I did everything. I kept on. I was like, oh my God.
And then you gotta wait wait for the tank to fill back up. And you like, man, I gotta. Yeah. And you
I couldn't even do that
while it's dropping.
And so it was like explosive. Okay, so. Even with the courtesy flush, I was trying to clap my ass. Like, I was trying to close my cheeks,
right,
so that
it slide out slowly.
It would slide out slowly and it would make a noise. But the tighter it was like, it got louder. I was like, oh
my God.
Then I tried to do a little song on top of it, like I'm singing in here. Or I ain't have my phone in there, so I couldn't pretend like it was the phone that did it. So I was like,
you got to turn the water on.
Yeah. No, it was too late. It was too late.
These are all the tips, ladies. But so what did he say?
He asked me if I was okay when I walked out the bathroom. And that was the worst thing that you could ask somebody, because it's like, now I know you heard it.
Yeah.
I felt so embarrassed. I died in that moment. I just came back to life. Like, I died in that moment. I was like, oh my God, he'll never call me back.
Well, at least the plumbing worked, because that would have been, the plumbing worked. Thank God.
And I left a few streaks in that toilet. It was horrible.
You could have cleaned that out.
I tried. It was no thing around. They got a little brush ball.
You should have took some toilet paper.
Put my hand in there?
No, on the toilet paper. Not your actual finger, but put the toilet paper on top of it and just...
On my hand?
Shamea.
I'm not putting my hand in that toilet.
So you're just going to leave streaks in the toilet?
But let me tell you what happens.
Okay.
That water sits like it sits in your dish.
And then it just kind of dissipates.
And You already know it. Come on. You know it. You know how I do. And then the next flush is when it all goes away.
All right, well, good. Well, I'm happy that things worked out the way they did. And, just even talking about your family and your daughters and your journey with that, I think that's amazing to show on television because that's something that so many women, when we talk about, just what we go through as women that people can relate to.
Yes. I think, like I was saying, we were always told, like, oh, get you a husband first. Don't get out there and be barefoot and pregnant. Don't go having these babies out of wedlock. Okay. Mm-hmm. But then they don't talk about how if you wait too long and get that career and that good job,
right,
then your eggs, you're born with that number. You might not be able to do it
And
anymore.
people don't know to freeze their eggs. I mean, that's a real conversation.
We don't know anything about that.
Mm-hmm.
We're so busy doing BBLs. I mean, shout out to everybody that do it. But it's like, get your eggs, though. Because you might need them later and then you're gonna have them. So that part of it, infertility, and then also disabilities, like I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be a genetic thing, something that you pass along. Some of this stuff is a mutation that just kind of happens, and the resources to it, like back when I was doing radio, people would call in and want the blessing and want the money and the financial help, and part of me, I'm not gonna lie, I would judge a little bit because I would be like, well, why don't you just get a job, or why don't you just do this? I had all the reasons why they should be able to do better than what they were doing. But now that I have a daughter with special needs, and I was doing 2 to 3 appointments in one day because she has all of these specialists on top of physical therapy, OT, speech. I'm like, there's no time.
Yeah, how could you?
No job is gonna understand that.
Right.
And so now, I mean, when I tell you things will turn around, you got to be careful how you live because now I'm leading my life with I want to help people. I want to get resources for people. I want to show people what they can do. The government programs that are out there that'll help you. I mean, it is a whole world.
So is this a foundation?
So I have Shamea Shares. Mm-hmm. It's my nonprofit, and when I first started it was prior to my daughter being born, my youngest being born. We were focusing on underprivileged youth, teaching them financial freedom, literacy, and just like educating them on just life. A lot of kids just don't have a clue. They don't have a strong role. They don't know that college is an option, even if you don't have money. There are grants, there are scholarships. Mm-hmm. They just don't know. We take that for granted. So we do camps throughout the year for kids. We do prom giveaways. I'm coming up on that as well. We're a partner with the Lady Hawks to give back, to do prom giveaways. So we're going to dress them from head to toe, hair, makeup, and send them off in style when they weren't even going to go to prom because they didn't have it.
Right.
It's like, do we eat dinner or do we go to get a prom dress? Mm-hmm. And I don't feel like kids should be forced with that decision.
And the right prom dress too, because you want these women, these young girls to
a thrifty dress. No, we give them new dresses, some fly stuff. But to go back to what I was saying. So now Shamea Shares also focuses on children with special needs.
Yes, love that.
Just even if it's just so much as a website, because when Shiloh got diagnosed with certain things, I would be like, what is craniosynostosis? And then you type it in on Google, and Google going to tell you everything.
Oh, man.
And then you look at the hashtags on social media and you get scared, and there's no one to call. Like, who can I tell? So now my DMs, I try to answer as much as I can, y'all, but they flood with, think questions that should only be for your OBGYN to
right, because you don't want to give somebody the wrong.
I'm like, no, I always tell them I'm not a medical professional. However, in my experience, this is what, even just giving them the right numbers to a surrogacy agency because they can't carry a child. So I feel like that is why this is my season to be on the show. God knew that I needed that experience so that I could bring awareness to some of the things that are not talked about, that are shunned on and looked down upon, that have negative stigmas like, I'm embarrassed to say that I have a child that is this way. Don't be embarrassed, sis. You can have it all and still have a child that is that way. And they're just as beautiful and just as blessed.
The girls are beautiful. They are so cute.
Thank you.
So I love to see that. And I love that you're shining light on that too.
Thank you.
I think that's so important and so relatable for so many people.
I appreciate you saying that.
Mm-hmm. I saw you racing your other daughter up the stairs. You in the elevator, and she
yes, and she beats me every time.
That's a moment.
Beats me every time.
But honestly, I appreciate you so much for coming through. I'm gonna be following your journey on the show. I'm so glad that you're a peach holder, well deserved, and like you said, this is your season.
I
think the timing is perfect.
I'm way up. I feel blessed. Hey, I'm with Angela Yee, and I'm way up. I'm blessed. Oh, Shamea from the A is blessed with her girl Angela Yee, and she way up. Oh,
we gotta drop, y'all. We gotta drop every day.